Okay, so we're completing our journey here on matrices and solving systems of equations. And we're now looking at how to solve systems of equations using inverse matrices. And our textbook has a lot of, I guess it's giving us mathematical proof of how this is possible. But for me, it gets a little bit confusing and convoluted. And of course, we can use our calculators to accomplish this task. But basically, the way we can solve systems of equations using inverse matrices is that we create a coefficient matrix, and then we create a constant matrix, and then we multiply the constant matrix by the inverse of the coefficient matrix if, in fact, an inverse exists. So we're going to look at three examples here, and we're going to take this first one here to the left where we got minus 2x plus y equals 9, and x plus y equals 3. So first, let's build us a coefficient matrix. So we've got minus 2, 1, minus 2x plus 1y, and we've got 1 and 1, x plus y. And we're going to have a constant matrix, 2 by 1 matrix of just 9 and 3. All right, so might want to jot that down because we're getting ready to go over to the calculator, and we're going to determine how we can find the systems of equations using inverse matrices. All right, so here we are with our calculator, and in the previous slide we had created two matrices. One was the coefficient matrices, which was minus 2, 1, 1, 1, and we had a constant matrices, which was 9 and 3. So I'm going to go into the calculator. I'm going to hit second matrix, and you can see here that I have already set up both the matrix A. I set it up as a 2 by 2 matrix, and I set up matrix B as a 2 by 1. And so we're first going to go in here and edit matrix A. And so again, it's a 2 by 2, so I'm satisfied with that. And I'm going to substitute in the numbers that I had on the matrix for the coefficients in the previous slide. So I've got minus 2, and I got 1, and 1, and 1. So that was the matrix that I had. I'm now going to hit second mode or quit. Now I'm going back into matrix by second matrix, and I'm going to the edit because now I want to edit my matrix B, which is a 2 by 1 matrix. And so 2 by 1, and I'm going to substitute in 9 and 3, which represents the constants of my matrix. Now I'm going to hit second, quit again. This just takes me to my regular math screen, and I'm going to hit second matrix, and I'm just going to choose matrix A. Not going to scroll over. I'm just going to hit matrix A. Now I want to get the inverse of matrix A, and there's an easy way to do that. If you look where my cursor is, where I've been hitting second x minus 1, which is second matrix, this time I don't hit the second. All I do is hit x1, x minus 1. And that is going to give me the inverse of that matrix. Now I'm going to go back into, because I got to multiply this inverse of my coefficient matrix by my constant matrix. So I'm going back into second matrix. This time I'm going to take matrix B, and I'm going to hit enter. So now I've got it set up to multiply the constant matrix, which is matrix B, by the inverse of the coefficient matrix, matrix A. I hit enter, and it tells me that it is minus 2 and 5. So what that means is that x is equal to minus 2, and y is equal to minus 5. How about it? Okay, so we just proved, or we just calculated that in this first system of equations, x is minus 2, y is 5. So let's just, real quick, let's just plug back in and see if that's true. So if I substitute in minus 2 for x and 5 for y, let's just see if that comes out, if we come up with true statements. So here I've got minus 2 times minus 2. Of course, that's going to be 4. And y is 5. Well, 4 and 5 is 9. That one checks. And substituting in the second equation, I got minus 2 plus 5. Well, minus 2 plus 5 does equal 3. And that, in fact, checks. Okay, pretty good, pretty good. All right, so now we got this second equation over here. Let's build our coefficient matrix. So I got minus 1 and 1, minus 2 and 1. Getting these values from the coefficients there. And I'm going to set up my constant matrix, which is just 3 and 6. All right, pretty simple. All right, well, we're back here to the calculator. Let's see, I'm going to clear. Let's hit clear here. I want to clear my history so we don't have too many buttons up. All right, so now we're going to we've got two matrices built. We got minus for the coefficients is minus 1, 1, minus 2, 1 going across the rows, and we have a constant matrix of 3 and 6. So let's go in here and edit our matrix. I've got second matrix. I'm going to edit. I'm going to edit a matrix first, which is my 2 by 2 matrix. And I'm substituting in minus 1. And I got 1. And I've got minus 2. And 1. Okay, so we got that. I'll go second, quit, second mode or second quit. Go back in the matrix, second matrix. Go to the edit. So scroll down 1 because I'm going to edit matrix B, which is my constant matrix or my 2 by 1 matrix. And if you recall, my constants were 3 and 6. All right, we got that done. Let's hit second, quit. We go back to the math screen. I hit second, matrix. I'm going to choose matrix A first. I want the inverse of matrix A, so I hit X minus 1. And I want to go back into second matrix to pull in matrix B or my constant matrix. I put it in my math screen, so I got the inverse of matrix A, which is my coefficient matrix, times my constant matrix, which is matrix B. I hit enter, and it tells me that X is going to equal minus 3 and Y is going to equal 0. Okay, so we just found that for this second matrix here, that X equals minus 3, Y equals 0. Let's just plug those numbers in, see if it works. Well, if I plug in minus 3 in this top equation, minus X minus 3 is a positive 3. 3 plus 0 does, in fact, equal 3. And in my second equation, I got minus 2 times minus 3 when I substitute in for X. That gives me minus 2 times minus 3 gives me 6, and 6 plus 0, shazam, it equals 6. Okay, got both of those. All right, let's do one last one. This has got a little bit different wrinkle on it. But let's build in our coefficient matrix first. Well, I got minus 1, and I got 1, and I got minus 1, and I got 1. Remember, I'm pulling from these coefficients right there. And my constant matrix, I've got 4 and minus 4. All right, I'm ready to head back over to the calculator. All right, here we are. We're back to the calculator. Let's clear our math screen. Let's clear our history screen. All right, we're going to go back into matrix. We're going to edit our matrix for what we're going to try to solve for this time. I'll scroll over to edit. I'm going to start with matrix A, which is my 2 by 2 matrix, my coefficient matrix. And you may recall that we, on the previous slide, that we set that matrix up as -1 and 1 and -1 and 1. Okay, so we got that matrix built. Let's hit second quit, second mode, second quit. Let's go back into matrix, scroll over to our edit, move our cursor down to matrix B, our constant matrix. Let's make our adjustments there. And we said that we had a constant matrix of 4 and -4. So we got both of our matrix edited. Let's hit second quit. Takes us to the math screen. I'm going to pull in matrix A first by hitting second matrix. I'm going to just choose matrix A. Remember, I want the inverse of that matrix to multiply it by the constant matrix. Got that done. Go back to second matrix. This time I'm going to choose matrix B, my constant matrix. I'm getting ready to multiply the inverse of matrix A, or my coefficient matrix, by matrix B, which is my constant matrix. Let's hit enter. Uh-oh. What have we got? All right, let's read what it says right here. No inverse matrix exists. So, for our matrix, -1, 1, -1, 1, that matrix that we entered in, it doesn't have an inverse. And so if it doesn't have an inverse, there is no solution to this system of equations. How about that? No solution. If we can't find it, if we cannot build the matrix, if we do not have an inverse of the coefficient matrix, there in fact is no solution to that systems of equation.